Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 1 of Single Page Stories with your host, me, Sweet Danger Zach. What is Single Page Stories? Well, it's a new show of mine. If you've known me for any length of time, you know that I write, and as a writer, I've written many things that have never seen the light of day. No one else on earth has seen them but me, and I thought that's a shame because writing is a good amount of effort, and I don't really enjoy the effort of writing, to be honest. I enjoy sharing my writing. And I enjoy having written things that I can be proud of. And so I thought I ought to have a platform on which to share the things I've written. Furthermore, I haven't been writing as much as I used to. And I thought that's also a shame, because it inspires a lot of creative thought, and it gives me something that brings purpose to my life. And I thought if I created a show for myself and forced myself to at least write a single page for the sake of the show, that it could get me back into the habit. And that's what I need right now. And so without further ado, I present to you a story of mine called Squash Soup, the Inside Scoop, and it's a story I wrote a number of years ago in the style of a children's book. And whether or not it's actually an appropriate children's book, well, I'll let you be the judge of that. This is Squash Soup, the Inside Scoop. "What's for dinner?" asked Jeffrey. "Squash soup!" screamed Mom. Jeffrey flinched and covered his ears. "Don't be such a pussy," said Mom. "Sorry, Mom," said Jeffrey. "It's okay, honey," said Mom. She led him out to the garden, where a long viney plant was sprawled over a mound of soil. Big pinkish, orangish lumps were stuck to the green vines. Jeffrey picked one up. It was heavy and hard. "Kinda like a really big cock, eh?" said Mom. "Huh?" said Jeffrey. "You'll understand when you're older," said Mom. "Okay," said Jeffrey. She got a pair of clippers from the shed and cut the big lump from the plant. "What is it?" asked Jeffrey. "It's a squash," said Mom. "We're going to make it into soup." "What the fuck?" said Jeffrey. "That thing is hard." "Wish I ever could have said the same about your father," said Mom, before taking a deep swig from a bottle of mouthwash. "But after a nice long simmer, this squash will be good and soft." They went inside and put it on the counter. She pulled a knife from the rack and cut the stem from the squash. The inside was deep orange. "See that color?" said Mom. "That means it's good and tasty. Deep color means good flavor." "Sometimes when I'm at school," said Jeffrey, "I see little Susie looking at me, and she turns bright red." "Oh," Mom giggled, "maybe you should try eating her." "Good idea," said Jeffrey. The two of them laughed heartily, while Mom cut and peeled the squash. She tossed the chunks into a big pot and added water. She added onions and mushrooms and spices, too. "What now?" asked Jeffrey. "Now we wait," said Mom. "Aw, I hate waiting. Daddy wouldn't make me wait," cried Jeffrey. "Daddy feeds you Oscar Mayer bologna and Cheese Whiz on crackers. Do you want your little eyes to rot out of your head? 'Cause that's what that shit is going to do to you." "No," squeaked Jeffrey. "Good. Eat healthy and grow up big and strong with both eyes," said Mom. "Yeah," Jeffrey agreed. They went outside to play while the soup simmered on the stove. Jeffrey climbed in the big ash tree all the way up. "Look how high I am, Mom." "Wow," exclaimed Mom. "Reminds me of the night you were conceived." "Mom, throw me that ball. I bet I can catch it," Jeffrey challenged. "Okay," Mom answered. With all her might, she threw the ball. Whoosh! It sailed straight up into the tree and into Jeffrey's hands. "I caught it!" Jeffrey cheered. "I caught... Whoa!" Jeffrey's feet slipped while he was celebrating. As he tumbled through the air, 1,000 questions rang through his head. Who am I? What are we here for? But mostly, why doesn't Daddy love me? Crack! His head hit the ground. Jeffrey! Mom shouted as she ran to him. She cradled him against her bosom. "Mom!" Jeffrey could barely speak. "Mom, I need you to take care of my Pokemon. We can do it, Mom. Together, we can beat Gary." His eyes closed and body went limp. "Jeffrey!" Mom cried to the heavens. She ran inside sobbing and sprinting to the medicine cabinet. As she ran by the stove, she smacked the pot of soup with her hand and sent it flying to the floor. Crash! The soup spilled everywhere. In the bathroom, she emptied every bottle of pills into her palm and swallowed them. "I'm going to be with you soon, baby," no longer Mom said. In the kitchen, the dog licked the soup off of the floor. It was the best soup Mom had ever made. The end. And that was Squash Soup, the Inside Scoop. The first episode of Single Page Stories with me, Sweet Danger Zach. Thank you and good night.